Hi, everyone. Oh, excuse me. Hi, everybody. Jasmine here. And today I am doing my December blogging Q&A. All right. So for everyone who's here, feel free to go ahead and post in the chat where in the world you are. And I like to say hello. um, so I would like to start like the way I always start by introducing myself. Hi, I'm Jasmine. If this is your first time coming to one of my blogging Q&As, what I like to do here is introduce myself first. I've been blogging for 11 years. I have two blogs currently. I've had a lot of blogs in between there, but two for now. And long story short, I love it. I have tried so many different things with blogging. I have had a lot of blogging failures. I've had a lot of blogging successes. And this is probably one of my favorite times of the month where I get to sit and just talk blogging with other people who are passionate about blogging too. So, what I usually do in these calls is I answer your questions. So, you can post your questions in the chat and I will answer them in real time. Excuse me. Now, I know I just had a Q&A video just a couple of weeks ago, and I usually do my monthly Q&As the last Wednesday of the month. However, because of the holiday, I moved my Q&A up a couple of weeks this year so I can enjoy the holiday with my family. Now, this will be the last video that we create for the year, which is so crazy to think about that. End of the year is so close. But yeah, this will be my last video for this year. And then we'll start nice and early next month. You can expect our next Q&A to happen the last Wednesday of January. And I will be here and doing the same old, answering you guys' blogging questions in real time. Now, when I don't have questions, something that I typically do is I like to have a topic ready. And I always think that this is a great opportunity to have like something I can teach you guys. And it could be anything related to blogging. Sometimes I talk about SEO, other times I talk about monetization strategies. But today, something that has been on my mind for this last month that I wanted to go over with you guys is when it comes to website optimization and website maintenance. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Now, I want you guys to feel free to interrupt me anytime during my monologue here and tell me what questions you have when it comes to blogging. It doesn't have to be related to the topic that I'm discussing today. You can ask me a question about Pinterest or Instagram or how do I get more traffic to my blog, whatever. I'm happy to answer your questions. So, with all of that said, I'm just going to put a note here so that those who are on the chat right now, you can see my note. There you go. Post your questions here. You should have saw that pop up on the chat box on the right. But if you have questions, post them there. Like I said, you can jump in, interrupt me whenever at this time, and I will make sure to go over my topic for today. And we got our first question. It says, from good afternoon, I'm Tom Tucker. Hi, Tom Tucker. If my traffic is somewhere between 100 to 200, can I still get sponsored posts? Yes, you can. I love to tell the story about how I got my first sponsored post. I wasn't getting a whole lot of traffic to my blog. I think I was probably getting a little bit more than you, probably between 500 and 600 page views a month. But I got my first sponsored post for $50. And I was so excited about that because prior to that, I was making like, 3 cents every 2 months or something on Google AdSense. So getting $50 for one sponsored post just blew my mind. Now, what you do need to have before you can start earning money with sponsored posts is always say like the blogging basics. You want to make sure you have those things down. And some of those things include, do you have, are you writing consistently on your blog? That's probably one of the big ones, whether that be once a month on the same day of the month or once a week or every day of the month. That's something that you want to have nailed down before you start looking at the sponsored posts. You want to have a regular posting schedule on social media. So, same thing. It should be consistent, whether it be every day or 3 times a week, whatever. You want to be consistent there. There's some pages you want to make sure you have on your site, including a contact us page, a about me page, and then something that I think is just puts you over the top with other bloggers is having a work with me page. And it's similar to having like a media kit, but it's just saying like, hey, I'm open to opportunities. Here's my contact information. And you can even list off some of the things that you do. Like I'll do a video, I'll do a blog post, I'll consider some other things. You don't have to put the prices there because for me, my prices aren't static. They vary depending on what type of campaign people want to do with me. Sometimes they want to do 3 blog posts and I don't know, a few social media posts. And if they want to do multiple blog posts with me, I would give them a discount for that. So I don't give them a static price on my website. I wait to hear what they are interested in doing with me, and I put together a package specifically for them. So I think this is a really good question. Like I said, I don't think it's a matter of how much traffic you get to your site, because you can get, for example, you have 102 to 200 page views on your website a month. You can still have 10,000 Instagram subscribers, Instagram followers. If you have that many Instagram followers, like who cares? Who cares how much traffic you're getting on your website? People will still want to work with you. It's the same thing. Like how many people do you have on your email list? That's another asset that you can use. So yeah, my answer to your question, to make it simple, yes, you can still get sponsored posts, even with 100 to 200 page views a month. Good question. Good question. So I see more people are jumping in. Feel free to post any questions that you have in the chat. If you're not ready to ask a question, you can just go ahead and post and say, who you are and where you are in the world, just so I know that you're here. And I can go on with my lesson for today. And I'll jump in and make sure I'm answering you guys' questions as well, if you have any in real time. Yeah, no problem, Tom Tucker. Please add more questions if you have them along the way. All right, I'm going to share my screen with y'all. And let's see here. Yes, perfect. All right, so there's a couple of things I'm going to talk about today. The first is just optimization and cleaning up your website, right? There are some things you need to do when it comes to making sure that your website runs fast, it's easy to use, and you want to stay on the good side of Google. So I like to do regular maintenance on my website, and a tool I like to use for that is called SEMrush. I'm going to give you guys a back end look at what this looks like when you're using the project dashboard. And you can, for those of you who have never used SEMrush, it's a search engine optimization tool, meaning it's a tool to help you get more organic traffic to your website. I love SEMrush. It does a lot of things. As you can see, all these things you see on the left side here, these are all different tools you can use for SEMrush to grow your website and get more traffic organically. So it's a lot, and it can be overwhelming for people. But since I've been using SEMrush, I have seen a significant growth in organic traffic for my site. Prior to using it for my other blog, Miss Millennium Magazine, I got most of my traffic from social media. Once I started using SEMrush after a few months, I was getting most of my traffic organically. And what I have found is my organic traffic is just so much more quality than my traffic from social, just because you're not taking people out of their experience. Like if you're on Facebook scrolling and you see an ad, I don't know, for a toy or whatever, you may click that ad and go to it, but really you're not in that mood right now. You're in the mood to like scroll on Facebook, maybe check out what your friends are doing. Whereas if I come from search, if I'm searching for toys to buy for my niece, and I come across your blog post that talks about toys to buy for your niece, I'm more than likely going to purchase from that than I am from, being on some other social channel. So I have found that I get a lot better quality traffic in regard to, I get more people who want to buy my products and people who want to sign up for my affiliates on my website using organic traffic. So I say all of that to say that this is why I do this. I take my website seriously when it comes to making sure I'm maintaining it and finding opportunities for me to grow my organic traffic. So you see here, this is position tracking when it comes to keywords that I'm ranking for. It shows what keywords I have in the top 3 for Google search, the top 10, the top 100, the top 20. And then you get to the bottom section, it has different things that I can look at for my website. For example, a site audit, it'll tell me what my site health is. Right now it's at 80%, which isn't bad, but there are always opportunities for me to improve that. There's an on-page SEO checker, and this shows me different articles on my website that they think if I improve them, I can get way more traffic to my blog. This is a backlink audit to show how many backlinks I have going to my website. Backlinks are important when it comes to making sure that you're getting, you're building your domain authority. And domain authority is important when it comes to getting more traffic from Google so that Google shows you to more people on Google. But it also helps with sponsors. They like websites with high domain authorities because it just shows that, oh, wow, you are pretty awesome to a lot of people. So yeah, so there's a lot of things you can look at here. And all these things kind of click into different tools that you can use. I have my Google Analytics linked here. My Google Search Console is linked here. And it just makes it very convenient for me to be able to check and see what's going on. So I want to start by just showing you guys some of the things I look at in SEMrush. The first thing I do is I go to the site audit page. And what you saw was just a snapshot, but there's so much more information here that you can look at in regard to site audit. So it's telling me I have 6 errors on my website that I need to fix. I have 308 warnings and 2,000 notices. So you have it here as red, orange, and blue. The most things that need to be fixed most urgently are the errors. So it's good to focus on those first. This is telling me I have 3 internal links that are broken. I have one page that's getting a 400 error. And then there's one image on my website that is missing, or that's missing in general. And then there's a redirect chain or loop. So these are some things that I can look at. I can click on each of these and figure out what's happening here. So this is a page that is saying like, hey, when people will go to this link, it's not taking them anywhere. You may want to fix this. And I already know what the problem is with this. I'm making changes to my recommendations page, so it's not live currently. But that's something that I can fix, make sure that it's live. And once it's live, then I won't have this error anymore. So this is something that you can look at, which is pretty darn cool. If I go to the warnings, this is where I have more, but these are things that aren't as dire to fix, but it still helps to fix them because then it'll help you get a higher score on Google search. So there are 6 images on my website that doesn't have alt tags. That's something I can go in and fix. I have pages without meta descriptions that need to get fixed. There's some external links that are broken, meaning links that I'm linking out to different websites that need to be fixed. So I can click on any of these things and it shows me what page is on. For example, this is the page and then this is the link that is broken. So I probably need to figure out why that link is broken and put in a better link. And the same thing goes for these other ones that you see here. So that's something that I need to go through and do. And then you get to notices. And these are the things that are it's not dire again, but it's something that you probably want to be aware of and make sure that this is your intention. So for example, I have 1,800 outgoing external links that have no follow attributes. And it's good to have no follow attributes for pages when you are doing affiliates. But it looks like this is leading to my Instagram. So I know exactly what this is saying. I'm seeing all of these because on my website, I have the Instagram feed on the bottom. So all these go to a different Instagram post on my site. But for whatever reason, this plugin must make them all no follow links. So that is affecting my traffic here on SEMrush. So this is one of those things where I could probably look into how to turn this off so it doesn't get picked up on SEMrush, or I may think about removing that tool from my website altogether. So it's just something for me to be mindful of. So there's that. Some links have a permanent redirect. So yeah, just some things to keep an eye out for. So these are some of the big things that I look for when it comes to fixing for the site audit and making sure that I get more traffic to my website. I'm going to go back to Blogging Money Life as a page here. So that was just one thing that you can look at. Another thing I love is the on-page SEO checker. Now, this is something that it has a WordPress plugin. So I can use that WordPress plugin to do a lot of these changes. But what I like about this is it's regularly checking my website to say, okay, I looked at your site and I think that you can make some adjustments to this article. So for example, I have an article here, Make Money Blogging. They're saying that if I use the 7 ideas here, then they think I could get like 6,000 more page views to my blog. So I'm going to go to the 7 ideas. They show me the article, and I can click this to see the article that they're referring to. Can you really make money blogging? This is an article I published in October of last year. And, it just has some things in here. And it talks about the strategy that I can improve on. It looks like there are no improvements for my strategy or the SERP, but they do think that I'm doing some keyword stuffing. So I may need to go through and see if I can remove some of these from my article so that it's not too, so Google doesn't look at it and think that I'm stuffing these keywords in it. This is one keyword they think I should include in my article. So that should be something that's fairly easy to do. They also think I should use video content that uses one of these keywords, if not all of these keywords. So that's something else that I can do to improve my article. And then they also say to make my text content more readable. And then they give me an analysis of how what my readability level is. 0 being hard, 100 being easy. And it shows how I compare to my rivals. So it looks like my readability level needs to be a little bit more difficult, I guess, for this particular article, at least for this keyword. So that just gives me some insight on things I can do to improve this article, as well as, let's see here. There's another keyword that they think that will enrich my page content, including that there. And if I can get backlinks to these particular websites, these are ones where they feel like I can really improve on my site. So I love this because this does this for all these articles that I have here. And it puts them in order of priority based on, I think, the ones that I can make the most impact with if I actually add it. So really cool tool. This is probably one of my favorite ones to look at when I'm reviewing things. I'm going to stop sharing for a second and just go back to see if I have any questions from you guys. And it looks like we have a few before I go to the next thing. All right. So this one says from Christopher, my husband. As you can see, I'm in his profile picture. How do bloggers know what to charge for sponsored posts? This is a great question. There are algorithms that you can take into consideration when it comes to what to charge for a sponsored post. I actually put together a calculator in my sponsored post pricing toolkit. And what I love about this, let me see if I can find a sponsored post pricing. Okay. What I like about my calculator is that it allows me to, here, I put the link for you guys here so you can see it. What I like about the calculator is it allows you to just put in data for your website. So this is the link to it for you to get to the page. And you can put in your, like, how many page views you get a month, what your social media follower counts are, as well as what your domain authority is. If you have a YouTube channel, if so, like, what's your average views on your YouTube channel. And from there, it kind of spits out what it should be as far as like what you should be charging. Depending on what you're charging for. So I just gave you the link to that. My toolkit is one of the tools in my toolkit for how to price out sponsored posts. And I can see if I can show it to you guys really quick. Give me a second. Sponsored post Here we go. All right, so let me just share my screen real quick and I'll show you guys what this looks like. Okay. All right, so this is my sponsored post pricing calculator. And this is what I was saying, how you just put in data. So you put in how many monthly users you're getting, Facebook followers, Instagram, Twitter, your YouTube average video views, domain authority, email subscribers, and your open rate. And then these are the optional elements. You just want to put a yes or no, or you can put the advertising spend amount if you're planning on doing advertising. So I'm just going to put like $200 here. But the rest, for the sake of this experiment, I'm just going to leave it at yes. All right, so this gives you some base rates for different things. But the thing about this is like, this doesn't give you a good picture of what does a campaign look like? How much should I charge for a full campaign? And when you go to this page, it automatically pulls that data in here. And now it's telling me what I should be charging for each campaign. So for example, for campaign one, if I want to do a blog post plus social media sharing, my base rate would be $27, right? Just for doing a blog post and posting on social with these numbers. However, if I take photos during that campaign, then that's an extra fee, as well as if I decide to do a video for YouTube, that's something else that's going to be an additional fee. Same thing if I do Facebook Live or IG Live video. And then if I'm going to give exclusive rights to my content, meaning that I don't own the content, the brand owns that content, as well as exclusive rights to the pictures, and then of course the advertising spend. So yeah, this number can increase rapidly depending on what you put in. The same thing goes, like I have different campaigns where you do multiple blog posts. I mentioned this earlier. If I do more than one, I usually get a little bit of a discount to the brand. So let's say if I wanted to do 5, it does give them a discount if I want to do a base rate or do a total campaign. And I have one for email, multiple blog posts, and social media. So this is just one of the tools in my sponsored post pricing toolkit if you guys are interested in checking it out. But it's worked well for me. That's how I figure out how much I should be charging for a sponsored post. Good question. Oh, I see I missed another one here. Let's see here. I've been applying to brands via Commission Junction and even ShareASale, but haven't gotten a single reply back. Is that normal? So yes. So Commission Junction and ShareASale, those are more so for affiliate partnerships as opposed to sponsored posts. Sponsored posts meaning that they give you a flat fee up front, and then you write the content after they pay you, or you agree to a flat fee. Whereas an affiliate is, hey, here's your link. Anyone who clicks through or purchases through your link, then you get a percentage of that sale. What I love about Commission Junction, however, is that they allow you to set up sponsored deals. And you can even put a media kit in there and say, like, this is what I'm looking for if any brands are interested in working with me. I've actually used Commission Junction before to say, hey, I'm doing my holiday gift guides. If any brands want to participate, here's the fee to be a part of it. And they can submit their fees straight to Commission Junction, and I get paid in my next pay rate. But if you're new to Commission Junction and ShareASale, I think it does take a little bit of time to get a reply back, especially if you're a newer blogger. So don't get discouraged if you're on those channels and people haven't gotten back to you. I feel the same way about Impact Radius. Like, we've had our blog for a year, and it took a while before we finally got approved to apply to other opportunities. But I will say, make sure that you have your website set up properly, like it's verified. Make sure you have your email address and all of those things, because sometimes they limit what you can apply to or give you a certain profile saying that you're not ready if you don't have all of those things set up in the back end. So yeah, I hope that's helpful. I have one from the Recharge Mama. I'm a beginner blogger. What types of links should be no follow links? Oh, great question. Okay, no follow links. You want to make sure that you're doing no follow links for anything that you're getting paid for. So if you're doing a sponsored post and you put a link to that website that's paying you, that should be a no follow link. The same thing goes for affiliates. If you are doing affiliate marketing and you have an affiliate link, that should be a no follow. The rule of thumb here is Google doesn't want to have content where you are getting paid to give someone credit to boost their domain authority, which is why you do no follow. So those are situations where you want to do a no follow link. When you do follow, it pretty much counts as a vote saying like, hey, I recommend this website. It's awesome. So that's when you should use a no follow. Hope that helps. All right. We got Eliza Nathaniel. Hi there. Hi, Eliza. Thanks for coming. She says, can you do sponsored posts anonymously? Okay. I'm thinking about that. I have never done sponsored posts anonymously. And but I guess it depends on your blog. So if you have a blog where you're not like the front facing of it, if it's more like a platform where you're just moving from like a pen name or something like that where you don't have your face, I think that can be okay. What matters the most when it comes to doing a sponsored post is you want to have a good brand. So the brand can be you, the brand can be your company or your website. And when it comes to sponsorships, you're usually advocating for something, right? So if I'm going to do a sponsorship on a sewing machine, let's say, for example, they want me to say, or they're hoping that I'll give them a good recommendation and say, hey, I tried this sewing machine. It was awesome. You should buy the sewing machine too. So there should be an opportunity to speak from a certain perspective where you can advocate for the brand. So I don't know if that answers your question or not. I think it can be done, but it would need to be done from a brand lens. Man, we're getting some great questions here. The Recharge Mama said, awesome, thanks. Great. So glad to hear that. That was helpful. Can you add pics of products and links to blog posts, even if you aren't in an affiliate program? Okay, so it depends. I use pictures of products on my blog, and I'll tell you how I do it. I usually have products from Amazon, and I am a part of the Amazon affiliate program, and they have specific requirements on how you're supposed to add photos on your website, usually by taking HTML from their platform and putting it in on the site. But usually when it comes to pictures of any kind, it doesn't even have to be a product. You want to make sure that they're royalty free. And yeah, you have to be careful about if you're using product pictures from a company that hasn't given you the okay to use their brand image. So that's something I would just be wary of. If it's a brand that you know they have an affiliate program and you happen to use their product, but you're not an affiliate with them, I think it could be okay. But yeah, it just depends. It truly just depends on the brand. I have had situations where there's a brand that doesn't feel like their brand matches your brand, and they don't want to be associated with your brand because it kind of goes against what they stand for. I guess an example of this could be like, if I'm a brand like, let's say, Chick-fil-A, and I say that I am not for trans people's rights, and I'm a blogger and I am for trans people's rights, I would be offended if Chick-fil-A shared my content on their website because I don't want to be associated with them in that respect. So think of it like that in regard to just different brand stances. You want to be on the safe side. Next question. Eliza, you are on it today. Eliza says, what are some extremely easy affiliate programs? I have less than 100 views a month. Yes, there are some really, really easy ones. I would say good affiliate programs to focus on when you don't have a lot of views on your website is focus on affiliate programs that don't require someone to buy. So I'll give you an example of some affiliate programs that I was on early, and I loved it because I was getting paid even if people didn't sign up or even if people didn't purchase something, but you can get paid for them just signing up with their free email address. So one of them that I like is Grammarly. Grammarly is an affiliate program where they don't pay you a lot. I want to say it's like, I don't know, 50 cents or something. But anyone who does a free account where they give their email address to Grammarly, you get an affiliate commission. Another one that's like that is Credit Sesame. I think you can get a free account or a paid account with Credit Sesame, and you get paid a higher amount, a commission, I think, if people buy Credit Sesame. But if they do the free version, I think you get like $1 for every email sign up. So those are the ones I will look at. Do a Google search for affiliate programs that pay you for email signups, and you should be able to find some easy ones, some good ones there. I love promoting free stuff because who doesn't like free, right? It really does depend on the theme of your blog as well. So, of course, if you don't have a finance blog or you don't talk about money or finance or anything, you don't want to do anything for Credit Sesame. So yeah, just be mindful of that when it comes to what you're promoting. All right. Eliza says, how much is the service you referred to at the beginning and how does it differ from Rank IQ? Oh, good question. Now, it's funny you say this because I literally did a video about this on YouTube and I'm going to find it and share it in the chat with you because I love it's called SEMrush and I love Rank IQ. They're both they're both SEO growth tools, but they serve different purposes. Now, one of the big problems with SEMrush, I'm putting the link to the video in the chat here. One of the big problems I have with SEMrush is I showed you guys that it's robust. Like there's so many tools. It is really easy to get overwhelmed and just be like, I have no idea what to do. So that's one big problem with it. It's just overwhelming. But they do have a free academy you can go through and just start learning more about how to use their platform. So I think that's cool about SEMrush. But it's complicated. That's the first problem. It's a big learning curve. There's a lot of stuff you have to learn to be able to use the dang tool. And the other problem is it's expensive. The cheapest amount you can pay for SEMrush on a monthly basis is at $130 a month. And that's to get everything that I just showed you, plus a WordPress plugin that you can put on your website and it's checking your SEO in real time and making sure that you're putting in those keywords it's recommending. So it's expensive. When it comes to Rank IQ is so much more affordable. The lowest price plan is $29 a month, and you don't have to do a full course to understand how to use it. Like it's only like 6 pages long, the whole website. So it's really easy if you don't have any SEO experience at all. And what I love about Rank IQ is they say, listen, if you're trying to grow your traffic quickly, here are the keywords that you need to do that. If you are okay with the long game, well, here are the ones on the other side of that. So they actually tell you how long it's going to take to actually rank. I personally use both of them because I feel like they serve different purposes. And there are some times where I use Rank IQ for most of the new content that we publish, but sometimes I want to write about a topic that's not in Rank IQ. So I use SEMrush for that to get more keywords and also just to optimize my content. SEMrush is constantly looking at my blog and saying, yeah, this article was good, but now you need to make these changes so that it's still competitive. And that's not something that Rank IQ is currently doing, really. So really good question, Eliza. And I hope that you like the YouTube video that I did on this. I put the link in the chat and it's pretty much Rank IQ versus SEMrush. But a little bit more detailed from what I just covered today. Really good question. All right, we have another question from Tom Tucker. Thank you so much for replying. Do you have any tips on organic traffic? Maybe an SEO strategy that really worked for you? Yes. I mentioned that I wasn't getting a whole lot of organic traffic in the beginning. And when I got SEMrush, it made a huge, huge difference for me. So I'll tell you the big takeaway for SEO, and this is something I hesitated to do for a long time with my blog. The most important thing you can do is do keyword research before you write content. Now, prior to me doing this, the way I used to write content is I'll sit down and I'll brainstorm all these ideas like, ooh, I can write about this thing. Oh, I'm really interested in this and I can write about this thing. And then I would publish the content and no one would read it because I'm writing content about myself. I'm not thinking about the end user. When you do keyword research, now you're looking at, well, what are people actually searching for? If I know what people are searching for and I write that content and I know that it's not super competitive, I write that content, I'm going to get traffic. And that's what I love about Rank IQ, because they're only showing you keywords that people are searching for and they have a low competition, so you actually rank. So I think that is probably the most important SEO tip. There's so many other things I can tell you about SEO, like things you can do on your website so that you gain more SEO or get more organic traffic. Or I talked to you about website optimization a little bit earlier and checking to make sure that you're updating keywords and updating things on your website. But if you just do that one thing, you're going to see a significant difference in your traffic. So keyword research first and go from there. In regards to keyword research, I have a video that I did on YouTube where I go in detail about what my keyword research strategy is. I'm going to try to grab it for you and I'll put it in. Here we go. I'll put it in the chat for you. But I called it Keyword Research Made Easy. And I talk about my tools that are fairly affordable. I use a tool called Keywords Everywhere. And it's only like $10 for like 100,000 credits. And every time you search for a keyword, that's a credit. So I usually, spend $10 a year to use that tool. So good. I hope that was helpful. Eliza has another question. She says, I've been embedding Pinterest links into my blog posts because I was concerned about adding pics of products and links. I've been embedding Pinterest links into my blog posts. Oh, I see. So links to different pins you see on Pinterest because you're concerned about adding pics of products and links. I need to know more about what your strategy is here. What are the topics that you're writing about? And maybe I can help you figure out what the best strategy could be for what you're trying to do. If you're not sure where you should get pictures, I guess like just stock images, I have a lot of websites that I like to go to get free stock images. And if you don't have a specific product, like if it's a product that you're really trying to get, let's say I say notebooks, right? I don't have to get the specific picture of that notebook. I can get a stock image of a notebook and you can put that into your article and be safe. So yeah, I can show you that route, or I can show you how to sign up for Amazon Associates. And I mean, Amazon pretty much has everything that you can buy online, and they make it easy for you to grab pictures and put it onto your blog. Okay, so Eliza says she's writing about Christmas gifts for men. Got it. All right. So yeah, I would. And the point of this is because you're not an affiliate for those products that you're promoting for Christmas gifts. All right. What I would do is see if you can, have you tried signing up for Amazon Associates or not? Or because I signed up for it a couple of weeks ago and I got approved fairly quickly. And if not, I can give you the link to sign up for it. And I think it's a good opportunity for you to get some sales because this is the top month when people are buying stuff, mostly on Amazon because like they have Prime shipping and stuff and things like that. So I can share the link with you so that you can sign up and start getting paid. Let me just grab that. Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get approved within a week after you sign up. And just remember to fill it out completely. And make sure you have your website and here we go, influencer program. All right, so I'll give you the link, sign up here, and then you should be able to grab pictures from Amazon Associates. So I just posted the link there. Anyone can go there and sign up for Amazon. Their commissions are a little bit low recently, but it's an easy way for you to make some fast money. And what I like about Amazon Associates is they don't have to buy exactly what you put a link to. So let's say, for example, you put a link to like, I don't know, a book, and someone clicks on the link to go look at the book on Amazon, but they decide not to buy it. But let's say 12 hours later, they decide to buy 50 things on Amazon, you're getting a commission for all of those things because they have a 24-hour cookie. So if someone clicks your link and they buy something, anything on Amazon within 24 hours, then you get a percentage of that. So go ahead and sign up. I think that's the easiest way to get pictures for what you're doing. And if you're doing a gift guide, like, yeah, Amazon should definitely be on your list. So good, good, good. I'm glad you're writing an article about Christmas gifts for men because you should definitely get some traffic there. Let's see here. Yep, Chris said Amazon is a good affiliate program if you don't have much traffic, correct? Yes, yep. And I'm glad you brought that up, Chris, because I definitely shared that. It's a great program if you don't have a whole lot of traffic. But it's also a good opportunity for you to get some organic traffic to your website. If you're writing about gift guides, like, yeah, you're going to get some organic traffic for sure. Question from Abundance of Joe. How many times should I blog per week? Also, do I think I would grow faster after reaching 100 blog posts? Almost at 70 posts. So I can't say, well, I'll start with how many times should you blog per week? As many as you can consistently. I always say that it's better to do one blog post a week if you can do it consistently than it is to do 3 blog posts a week and you're not consistent with getting those 3 blog posts done. And the reason why consistency is so important is because that is one of the things that Google is looking for when you're a new blog. They want to see if you're consistent or if you're going to fall off like majority of bloggers do. And I hate to say that. I have so many blogging buddies I've had over the years that no longer blog. And it's because it's work, it's hard. And Google is looking out for that. They are expecting you to fail, unfortunately. So if you are around and you're consistent for a long period of time, then you're going to get more organic traffic. Now, if you can figure out how to blog every day, then more power to you. You're going to grow so much faster. When it comes to 100 blog posts, I don't think that's like a magic number or anything when it comes to it. Once I reach this number, I'm good. I'm going to just see like the spiral of traffic, because it really does depend on what articles you're writing. Did you do keyword research for those 100 articles? Are you seeing really good traction on any of them? Are most of them doing well organically? Or are they coming from social for your traffic? Like, there's just so many factors. There's not really a magic number. I've seen a lot of people say, like, once you do get to 100 blog posts, now it's time to go back and focus on how can you optimize some of those posts. Maybe some that did well at one point and they're not doing so well anymore. Or maybe there are articles that are good, they're doing great, but you don't have any affiliate links in them. Now you need to add those affiliate links so you can make some money. So I have heard that about getting to 100 blog posts. But yeah, I don't think it makes a difference as far as like how much traffic you get once you hit that number. Good question, though. So next question comes from In the Kitchen with K. Marie Katrina Adams. She says, hi, I am just joining and want to know what you use for keyword research. So I use a few things for keyword research. My old school way, the video that I posted for you guys on how to do keyword research, uses a tool called Keywords Everywhere. And it's a Chrome extension that you put onto your browser, and you have to pay for the searches. It's like $10 for 100,000 credits. And I usually buy that once a year, unless I forget that my tool is on and I'm like searching on Google accidentally and using my credits like an idiot. But yeah, it's super affordable. And you just want to make sure when you're searching to make sure it has a low competition and a high number of people who are searching each month. So that's a good one. The second one I use is SEMrush. I use SEMrush because I have the paid membership with them. They have a keyword research tool as well, and I do some keyword research there when I'm not using the new platform that I use for keyword research. The third is RankIQ. RankIQ is a amazing tool. I know someone already brought it up earlier, but I'm just going to put a link to my affiliate for RankIQ because it has to be one of my favorite tools right now. RankIQ makes it easy so that you can just go and look through a list of tried and true keywords that will help you rank quickly on your website. And all you have to do is just write the article. I write my articles in Rank IQ now because it's just so much easier. And I know that these articles are going to do well. And they've done really well for me when I use Rank IQ. So I gave you 3 different tools I've used for keyword research. I do use a mix of all 3 of them. And it just depends on the topic. With Rank IQ, I love the platform, but I can't say, oh, I want to write about baking cakes. And if I search for baking cakes, there's a possibility that keyword won't be there because it's more of a list. But if I wanted to search baking cakes on SEMrush, I can find that and see which one works best for me based on the competition. Then the same thing goes for keywords everywhere. So, good question. All right. Chris says, how does the Amazon affiliate program work? As in, how do you get paid? So the way it works is Amazon, they have percentages that you can get depending on the category of content. Now, I can't tell you what those percentages are. It's like 4% for home or like 8% for technology or things like that. They have a whole list of how they organize this. And if someone clicks your Amazon link and they buy any of those things, then that determines what percentage you're going to get. They pay you once a month and you have to meet a certain criteria. And I can't remember what it is. I think you can change what it is for you, like what the max amount or the minimum amount of money is that you have to earn to get paid that month. And let's say it's $50. Then if you made $48, you're not getting paid this month. You're going to have to wait until you get over 50 to get paid next month. So I hope that answers your question. The only other thing I should add is if people click on your affiliate link for Amazon, they don't need to buy the thing that they clicked. They can buy anything on Amazon within 24 hours and you're going to get credit for that. I once had someone click a link for like a book on my blog and then they bought a couch on Amazon. And I was so excited, like, oh my goodness, I just made so much money off this dang book, this book link that they clicked. I didn't even know you can buy furniture like that on Amazon, but someone did. Someone did it. So for Amazon influencers, is there a minimum follower count? I don't know. I don't know if it is. I know, like I said, I applied for it just a few weeks ago for my new blog, Blogging Money Life, and I got accepted. We were around for a year and we probably get like 1,000 page views a month to our site. So we're not a huge blog and we got accepted. So yeah, I don't think there is a minimum, but you know, you can apply and just figure it out from there. See if you get accepted. Let's see here. Eliza said, thank you for your question, Christopher Drown. Oh, wow. Great. Man, you guys had a nice flurry of great questions there. I don't have any others, but if you have more questions, feel free to post them. I want to spend a little time talking about one more thing that I like to do when it comes to website optimization and maintenance. And then I think I can call it unless there are more questions. So feel free to add more questions as I go through this last item here. Okay, so whoops, I went over SEMrush. This is one I want to show you guys. It's called Google Search Console. It's free. It's just like if you have Google Analytics. This is a free tool you can sign up for. Just search for Google Search Console. You can sign up as your website. And what it does is it is tracking how much organic traffic you're getting to your website from Google. Now, this is awesome because it's like having a direct connection to Google. If you have a problem on your website that Google doesn't like, and they're not going to send you traffic because they don't like something that you're doing on your website, they're going to tell you. So I like this platform for that reason. Now, there's a lot of things that you can look at here, but I think one of the main things that you should know about is if you publish something new on your website. So I'm going to do an article that I know that was recently published. This was just published yesterday on our site. It's a new post called 7 Best Restaurants in Guatemala City. I'm going to grab the link for it and I'm going to put it in this little inspect URL section. And what this does is Google is checking to see if they ever crawl my site. So we're pretty consistent about publishing content on our website. And because of that, Google knows to crawl my website on those days I'm publishing content. So this one is on Google. But if there's ever an opportunity where I publish an article and for some reason Google didn't catch it, I can put it through here and Google will crawl my page so that it starts being picked up when people are searching. If I just created this article, or if I made changes to an article recently, I can submit something again. So it says it's page change. I can request it to be indexed again. I'm not going to do that because this was just indexed yesterday since the article was just published. But any article that you publish on your blog, if you want to get some organic traffic, you should be submitting it immediately to Google Search Console, just to make sure that you're getting that traffic to your site. So that's the first thing I'd look at. The next is performance. You can look at your search results for how many clicks you're getting from Google to your content. We've been doing a lot with Rank IQ recently, and that's why you're seeing a little bit of an uptick here in our Google Search Console. But it shows what keywords are getting the most organic traffic to your website. You can click on pages and it'll show you which pages are getting the most traffic to your site. You can see what countries are driving the most traffic, devices. So it gives you a lot of information there, which is really cool. They also have indexing here. So you can see what pages are indexed on your site versus which ones are not. It's important to have things indexed on your website just because this is how Google finds your content, right? And you do this by submitting sitemaps. Now, if you're not sure what a sitemap is or how to get it, download a free plugin called Yoast SEO if you're not already using it. They have a section called sitemaps, and you just grab those sitemaps and you plug it right in here and you're done. It will go ahead and check to see how many URLs are coming up for a sitemap. So for example, I have one here for authors. We have 4 authors on our website. I submitted the sitemap for that, and now Google knows anytime I put a new author in, it's going to look at my sitemap and say, oh, we need to add another one here. And it's the same thing for my categories, for my pages, for my posts. Now it says it couldn't fetch for tags because we don't use tags anymore on our blog. So that's why that's showing that. But overall, we have some good information here when it comes to sitemaps. The other thing we have here are page experience. Google had this change they made a couple of years ago to their site where they're looking at your site for content speed and content core web vitals is what they call it. So they'll tell you now which ones need improvements, what pages on your site, which ones are good, and they compare it to mobile versus desktop. So this is one thing where you can look at this, see how to improve, and once you make those adjustments, then Google will reward you with more organic traffic. So all that to say is like, this is just a really good way for you to get into Google's mind and see what are they thinking? What do they think about my website? How can I get in their favor so I get more organic traffic? So just a nice, free, easy tool to keep track of what's going on your website and go from there. If you have multiple blogs too, you can add them all here so that you can switch from one blog to the next and pay attention to your performance overall. So yeah, that's it. That's what I got for you guys. Let's see. I see we have a few more questions. We're going to answer those. Have you used NerdPress for an audit, or do you recommend audits? Oh, I have not heard of NerdPress actually. So that sounds interesting. I've only used SEMrush when it comes to doing audits on my website, and I've been happy with it. So I haven't really had, I've never really looked into doing a different audit using a different platform. So sorry, I don't have any insight for you there. Next one from Tom Tucker. I've been trying to list my blog post with Google Search Console, but it keeps saying it's HTML, it can't be read. Oh, okay. So I used to have an HTML blog before I figured out WordPress. Do you have a WordPress website, or are you using something else like Blogger or Wix or some other content management system? I will say that you probably need to have a content management system unless you're like a pro, like coder and coding your own website. I was not. My site used to look like garbage, and no one could read my site. People can barely read my blog posts. But if you don't have a content management system, I highly recommend using WordPress.org, and that should help. Okay. So Tom Sarker says, yes, I'm using WordPress. Yeah, that's interesting. So that makes me think that maybe there's something else going on with your site for why Google Search Console wouldn't be able to see it. So I'm taking it, you have a Google Search Console account, but it's saying that it's HTML and it can't read it. The only other thing I can think of is maybe you need a different theme. What are you using? A child theme and a main theme like Genesis or Cadence with another child theme below it? And if not, I have a good recommendation for where you could get some really nice themes to use, and that may help. It could do with like a theme problem. Nice. And then you see I have Yoast actually. Perfect. Yeah, Yoast is amazing. Should I not use tags on my blog posts? That's up to you. It really just depends. I used to use tags for my other blog I have, Miss Millennium Magazine. It's a lifestyle blog. And we had a ton of categories. And sometimes we had like smaller topics within a category. So for example, we'll have a category just called blogging. And instead of having subcategories, we decided to do tags instead. So we can be more, I guess, detailed to the point as far as what the topic is about. So we'll have a tag that says how to make money with blogging, as opposed to having a subcategory, how to make money with blogging. My personal opinion, I don't think you need to have categories and tags. I think it gets redundant and it can get confusing. But what I've heard from other people is tags are just another opportunity for you to bank on keywords. So when you're adding keywords to your article, some important places for you to have them: the category, the title, and the body, and your bolded subheaders, the slug, the URL that you're using. And then if you have tags, that's another way for you to rank for those keywords. So I know some people just use tags to put keywords in, but every time you create a new category, or if you create a new tag that didn't exist before, you're adding another page onto your website. So it can make your site really clunky. And I don't know what type of hosting you're using, but I don't think that it's a good use of your space if you don't want to run it up too quickly. So that's just my feedback. You can use tags or not. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Those are just my reasons for not using tags. Okay. So let's see what else we got here. Oh, wow. So you're using Cadence and it was a premium theme. So you're using Cadence and it's a premium theme. I would go to whoever sold you your WordPress theme and see if they can help you out there and figure out why it's only reading it as HTML. I use Restored 316 and I just switched to Cadence myself on my blog, and I use a Cadence child theme through them. And they're really good as far as like helping you get your theme set up and things like that. But if you run into issues where your theme is giving you trouble with something as basic as Google Search Console, they may be able to help you out there. And if not, it may be worth looking into maybe getting some IT help on your site. I used to use this IT platform. I don't use it anymore because they just aren't good. I'm not going to even mention them by name because they're not worth it. But there are some IT services out there specifically for bloggers, and you can pay them like a flat, low fee for them to fix problems on your site. So that may be something worth looking into, because if you're getting that with Google Search Console, that means you're probably having issues with Google crawling your website. So I would be a little concerned about that. That could be affecting your organic traffic. So yeah, definitely look into that and seeing if you can get some IT help for your site. Have you learned backlinks are very important? Yes. I think people get confused as to why backlinks are important, though. Backlinks are good for building your domain authority. And we don't talk about domain authority enough, I think, in like the blogging community, or give it much value for that matter. But I think domain authority is important when it comes to doing sponsored posts. I have definitely had brands ask me what's my domain authority. If they don't already know, they probably already searched and saw what my domain authority is before they decided to work with me. So brands do look at that. Not to say that they're going to get much from my domain authority, because if I'm doing a sponsored post with them, I have to make it no follow as opposed to do follow. But I do think there is some weight attached to even a no follow link on your website if you have a high domain authority. So yeah, backlinks are important for that. And you want to make sure that if you're getting backlinks, you're getting them from a website that has a higher domain authority than yours. Otherwise, it could hurt your domain authority if you're linked to too many websites that have a lower domain authority than yours. So yes, I think it's important, but there's so many things that are important. Make sure you focus on what your priorities are for your blog. If it's monetizing, if it's growing traffic, those are some other things that I think come first before worrying about your backlinks and your domain authority. All right. Like this is, what are some tips for gaining good Google domain authority? I like how these questions are going. I feel like we just get into a deeper conversation when it comes to blogging. I love it. So tips on gaining good domain authority for Google. You want to make sure you have some links on some sites that have a higher domain authority than yours. Now, the tried and true method that has been used for several years and people still do it because it works is doing guest posts. Find websites that have a higher domain authority than you. Say, hey, can I do a guest post, and have a link to my website in the guest post? And if they say yes, you're good. You're going to see that's going to help build up your domain authority. That is the easiest way to do it. There are some other things you can do to build your domain authority. You just want to make sure your link is on pages that have a higher domain authority than yours. Now, I have found ways to do this by finding static sites that have a higher domain authority than mine, and just making sure my website is there. For example, if you're applying to influencer networks, they usually require you to have a profile, right? So when you have your profile, you have to put your website on there. Guess what? A lot of those websites you're getting credit for having, because they have a higher domain authority than your blog does. So I like to add my website to different influencer networks. That's one way to build it. I mean, it's slow, but you can get there. Some people like to comment on other bloggers that have higher domain authority than theirs. This is rated very low. Like Google still gives you credit, but like you have to comment a lot in order for it to start paying off for you. And you have to be very strategic about where you're commenting on other people's blogs. And the point of that is you have a profile with that commenting platform, and make sure your profile has your website link. Otherwise, you're commenting for no reason. You want to have a link to your blog, so that if people were searching and your website came up on all these other blogs where you've been commenting, then it counts towards you. Another thing you can do is find blog directories, but you got to find good ones, good blog directories that have a good domain authority, and see if you can get your blog listed. One that I like a lot is FeedSpot. I think they have it so that you can submit it for free, but they also have a paid version if you want to be submitted sooner. So that's another opportunity for you as well. So those are some of the things that I do to gain Google domain authority. Be patient. Don't expect that you're going to go from, having a 5 to like a 25 in a week, because it just doesn't work like that. It just takes time. My best suggestion would be to get in some threads where you can comment on other bloggers' blogs, and start connecting with other bloggers with a higher domain authority than you and guest write for them. And that's probably the best way to build your domain authority on Google. Good question. Oh, you said same company. They said all is good on their end. Wow. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that with Restore 316. I think they're awesome when it comes, and I'm glad you reached out to them. It may be worth, finding some type of IT company to work with. And I'm trying to think if I know any offhand. It's hard to find a good IT company. But yeah, you need someone to look at that. If you can't find an IT company, my next guess would be to go on a place like Fiverr or Upwork and find people who specialize in fixing blogs or just technical issues on your blog, and see if they can figure out what's going on there. I bet it's something easy. It's probably like a plugin or something that you have that's like causing a glitch. or something weird like that. But yeah, I think it's something that you need to address sooner rather than later, because it could have consequences to the organic traffic you're getting to your site. Yep. I'm glad you were thinking about that. It's good to just figure it out and get it done and, not have to think about it anymore. Oh, Chris also mentioned, I forgot about this. We have a Facebook group called Bloggers Supporting Bloggers, and we actually have a backlink builder thread on Fridays. How could I forget that? I'm going to share the link to our Facebook group, you guys. And what we do on there is we say, hey, here's my domain authority. What's your domain authority? Do you want to partner up? And then people pretty much decide what they want to do. If they want to do a guest post with each other or do a link exchange or comment on each other's blogs, whatever. It's a great way to build your domain authority. And what I like about it too is it's once a week. If you do that, a couple of times every Friday, like, you're going to build your domain authority for sure. So thanks for bringing that up, Chris. I appreciate that. Wow, this was a great session, you guys. Man, I really love all the participation that we got today. Like I said, I do this every single month. I hope to see you guys again next month. I'm going to be answering your questions the last Wednesday of January. So feel free to join me again and we can have more conversations about blogging. Well, thanks again for your participation. Can I speak? Thanks for your participation, everybody. And I will see y'all in the new year. Bye, everyone.